Let me start honest. The first time I paired the Sub 4 with my system, I didn't just hear the difference. I felt it. Not loud, not abrasive, not showy. Just fundamental. Like what was missing finally showed up. This is for the kind of person who notices the gap between adequate and impactful. You've heard your speakers try, but they never really deliver low end that feels intentional. You feel it in movies that fall flat, in music that doesn't thrum, in games that lack presence. Before you go any further, check the current price and availability. Good subs don't sit around when people discover what they actually add. You know that moment when you accept that your core system has limitations, when bass feels thin or polite instead of anchored. That was my turning point, realizing I wasn't really experiencing the full waveform. Once you add the Sub 4, everything settles into place. It doesn't just add bass, it redefines what the rest of your system means. The relief is subtle at first, but unmistakable. Dialogue stays clean because the Sub takes the load down low. Explosions and orchestral hits hit with authority instead of skimpy thumps. Music gains body without muddiness. You stop straining to feel what should have been there, and you start trusting your system to actually perform. Living with it changes everyday listening. Films feel more cinematic, as if the room itself is part of the experience. Gaming sound design doesn't just stop at directionality, it fills the space. Even casual tunes sound fuller, richer. You don't just notice bass, you notice balance. What surprises you most isn't just the output, it is how clean the low end stays. The Sub 4 doesn't rumble for effect. It integrates. Once you hear that cohesion, every lesser sub starts to sound like a separate instrument fighting the rest of the system, not enhancing it. Don't wait around hoping prices trend politely or stock behaves nicely. Subs with real capability get scooped up fast when people start connecting the dots between sound they like and sound they feel. If you hesitating because you think you can live without it, here is the moment that shifts everything. You start realizing how many times you rewind a scene just to hear what was handled with weight. That discovery is the subtle payoff no spec sheet teaches you. Owning a sub like this changes how you value your setup. You sit differently. You tune your room differently. There is pride in knowing your foundation isn't compromise, but complete. Low end that feels articulate and controlled, dynamics hit with presence, not boominess. Music feels richer and more layered, dialogues stay clean and defined. Your whole system finally breathes. It as a deeper commitment than a soundbar alone needs space and placement for peak impact. At some point, you stop comparing options and realize you just delaying the experience you already want. Every underpowered alternative starts feeling like a placeholder, not a choice. So if you're ready to stop settling for thin sound that pretends to be robust, check availability now. Don't let this be one of those upgrades you think about every time bass feels missing. When sound finally feels complete, there is no going back, and this makes that distinction unmistakable.